Yeah, and using that Iona drone to just bait out and make Liberty think that it's a hologram. Great strategy there, but we do see them pin out the bandit. I mean, this is the last round here.
And TagsTitan steals the championship. I mean, look at this shot here. That is a fantastic way to end the season right here.
Oh, yeah, right through the wall there too. I mean, that was like you saw like a little bit of his arm there, and he just finished him off. Great.
Hey everyone, it's Tenrek with the Esport Company, back with another championship interview. Tonight I have with me the captain of the PC Rainbow Six Siege champions, the Annandale Aviators, TagsTitan. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, man.
Hey, no problem.
So, I mean, first of all, a huge congratulations to you and the rest of your team for, going on an undefeated season and then snagging that Season 3 championship. I mean, how do you feel, man?
Oh, I feel amazing. It feels awesome.
Great. Now, I mean, first of all, it suffices to say, it was a pretty quick match. The Aviators dropped only 2 rounds that entire match, including a straight-up 7-0 on Consulate. Which was the first map. I mean, how do you pull off such a dominating win?
Well, it was definitely a lot of like natural raw talent kind of coming from everyone on both ends, and definitely practices. We've been practicing for quite some time, both on and off season.
That's great. Yeah. Now on the second map, Dostoevsky, you guys dropped both of those 2 rounds after going what were conceived to be kind of some BM picks. I have to ask, given that you dropped those 2 rounds because of those BM picks, do you think you had a lot of space to slack?
After the first map and how things were kind of going on the second map, I tried to tell everyone that we had no place to slack, but we still kind of ended up doing a bit off topic, off our usual basis type of movement. I'm sure you saw though.
Oh, you guys were relentless with the Amaru for a moment.
Oh yeah, they wanted it. They wanted to go for it.
I mean, if you can get it, then go for it, and you got it for sure.
Yeah.
Now, as someone who's still relatively new to R6, I just started playing maybe last month, if that.
Oh wow.
I definitely don't totally understand a lot of high level play. Watching your tournament match, I saw that especially on attack, you played a lot of breachers, and I wanted to ask: is that more of a noisemaker role that you wanted to play to cause more of a distraction? Or is it just to open the playing field up for your other teammates?
It's actually kind of both. When you use more breaching operators, you can cover sound of someone either dropping through a window or dropping stuff. But a lot of it was on the maps that we played. There were a lot of vertical play, top and down, side to side. So the breachers were there just to mainly take care of those walls.
Yeah, Consulate and Dostoevsky both have a lot of really open floors and spaces that you can throw a lot of C4 through, a lot of hammers through, as we saw from you. We saw so many breach charges come out.
Yeah.
Just a lot of opening up the playing field. It really made a good show to show how much of a playground of these maps in R6 are, and that was really fun to watch from a bystander's perspective. Now, going back to talking about the rest of your team and all the practice that you guys had, I mean, especially as we saw on those last couple rounds of Dostoevsky, communication was so key, especially with those spam pings on those 4v1s.
Oh yeah.
I have to ask, how did your team develop so much chemistry over this past season?
Well, honestly, it all goes back to before the entire tech season, before we joined the Annandale Aviators, we actually played in a high school league called HSEL. I was sticking around J-Sport and Quoz. We were original team there. We were playing in a high school league. We already kind of knew each other, played together. But once I brought in Luco and Blue, that's when we relentlessly started playing together and talking to each other and communicating one-on-one, 3 to 2 other teammates. We were just always talking to each other, working with each other. And
as the leader of that team, how do you strive to continue being the best captain that you can be?
I always mainly my top goal is to always figure out what I'm doing wrong and then improving those, whether it's with strats or whether with how I'm working with the team or how they're doing. I always try to improve some of the low points to make them higher.
Great. And my final question to you is, I mean, what are you excited for going into Season 4? What's going to snag the next championship for the Aviators?
My top thing is definitely adjusting. Every team brings out something new, so I'm always just trying to figure out what they're doing, what their weak points are, and figure that out, especially with our last team, which was the Liberty.
I think it was Allentown, yeah.
Allentown Liberty, yes.
Great. Well, yeah, it's great to see you, excited for the changes that are going to come with the season. Anyone could enter, anyone could change up the game, any new meta could shift how games fluctuate. And it's great to see you willing and ready to adapt to that along with the rest of your team. But Tags, thank you so much again for joining me tonight. Again, congratulations to you and your team. You got another solid month to celebrate the dub, so feel free to wallow in it. And thank you all for watching this championship interview. We really appreciate it. Be sure to check us out on our socials on Twitch, Twitter, join our Discord server for the latest updates, and we'll see you next time.